Hey, what's up? My name is Noori Belai, and I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Silver Spring, Maryland.
Yes, sir.
How did growing up in Silver Spring influence your music?
Not really. It just didn't really. I mean, when I got older, I was able to like delve into different like genres and things like that. But when I was younger, I was mostly like very sheltered. Grew up to immigrants, Ethiopian immigrants. So just very Afrocentric background. And then when I got a little bit older, I kind of was able to go find my own thing. So yeah.
What did that process of self-discovery look like for you?
Listening to lots of Amy Winehouse, lots of D'Angelo, lots of Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Sly and the Family Stone, George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelics, like so many different amazing, wonderful artists. And I just worked my way through the different time periods. I think I started at like early 2000s and worked my way down. So yeah.
Seems like some artist development right there.
Yeah, from the crib.
Yeah, that's what's up. Is Noori Belai? Is that
No,
okay.
That's not my real name.
Right.
It really in Amharic is pronounced Noori Belai, and Noori means it's like a female command to a female. It means to live, so like live your life. And then Belai is the first half of my middle name and also my grandma's first name. So Belainish means like above all, so Belai, so live high.
I like that a lot. Can you talk a little bit about getting into the music scene? I know that you started here in the DMV. What was that process like for you and building?
It was really weird. I was terrified at first. Like I didn't know where I fit. Like I didn't even think, for the longest time, I couldn't even sing in front of people. Like I was terrified. And then I started singing for this shitty band. I started singing lead for this like old band full of geezers. It was a soul band, and they sang lots of covers, and that's how I got my foot in the door. And then after I stopped being like a super scaredy cat, I like ventured out and started like posting things on Instagram, like that I would write like original things to the keys. Then that started getting traction, and I started getting booked, and then I started getting booked all over the East Coast, and then like more people started finding out about me, and then eventually I got with some different people and I moved. So yeah, here we are.
So let's talk about your move. Where did you move to, for those who don't know?
Yes, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia in April, the top of April, to be closer to like opportunities. Yeah.
Obviously Corona hit during that time period, but what is it that you were looking for by moving that you felt you couldn't get here?
Well, honestly, just like the people that I was already working with were located there, so it just made the most sense to also go and get it together over there, just because I found myself like always traveling back and forth. Like I was like, one weekend I'm in New York, now I'm busting a move in the middle of the week to Atlanta, then I'm back to DC, like trying to work, and then so it was just getting to be too much, and I felt torn in a million different directions, and eventually it just made sense to finally do that. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you like Atlanta?
I love it, but right now I'm confined to my apartment. Outside of that, it's great.
Okay. What are some of the goals that you are kind of looking forward to accomplishing? Like, not just with your move, but just like the whole shift in general. What are you?
Just being more comfortable in this season of like not knowing what the fuck is going on. So just being comfortable in that, and then also, I don't know, just getting more ears on my music and getting more people to give a fuck that like, and just build. That's all I really want to do. Just grow, build, and get more comfortable.
Let's talk about your creative process a little bit. Is it beat first, lyrics first? How does the song come?
It depends, because sometimes I'll like be in with a producer or something like that, and they'll have a beat, and that's cool. But the way I really love doing it is I'll like write to my keys, and I'll come up with like at least a chord progression, and then I'll kind of like build out like the skeleton of the song and arrange it or whatever, and then I'll bring it to different musicians and producers and we put it all together, and that's my favorite way to do it. But there's so many different ways, like people, you know, write so differently, like so many different people. So I mean, that's my way.
Let's talk about your latest project a little bit. What's it called? What were some of the inspirations behind it?
It's called Big Mad. Inspirations behind it, I was it's basically about my life from like 23 to now. And you know, I was like dating a lot of people that didn't serve me. Just not like sure entirely about what I wanted to do with my life. Like I was torn between like, okay, do I take like the traditional path of like, okay, should I go to grad school and keep my ass in the books like how my parents want, or like do I venture out and do my own thing? And just like the struggles of like breaking into an industry that's like not always friendly towards women that look and sound like me. It was a journey. So just everything in between that, that's what it's about, and that's what inspired it. Just life events.
Can you talk a little bit? One of the things that stood out to me was the album cover and the kind of nostalgia throwback. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I didn't even go into like that shoot or whatever, like thinking, okay, like this is what I'm trying to do. Like long story short, I got put with these stylists that I like really loved, and we found like all these different looks that we really loved. And it happened, that photo that got taken happened to look, I don't know, I didn't even, Cashflow Beats here came up with the concept of like the MJ tribute. So like we kind of like threw it back, and it's like all leather, and it's like a fuck you type of cover. So, and so was MJ's back. He was standing there like that. And so it was just like paying homage to that and him, and he's just bad. So I wanted to be bad too.
Yeah, I love when artists really take the time and don't just throw something together, but it's creative and it's thoughtful. It definitely that's what stood out. What's your favorite song off the project? Do you have one?
They all speak to different moods for me, so it's really hard to pick. Yeah, I mean, I wrote them all in really different spaces. Like today, I really like BS, but like on a day that's like more serious, I might like, something like Runnin' or Trouble that I wrote like when I was like really depressed and like in a really like confusing, like fucked up state. So like it just depends. But today my favorite song is BS.
And finally, we're in the new decade, 2020. What are some of the goals you've set for yourself that you want to accomplish?
One, to not catch coronavirus. That would be lit. Two, to like get out of my apartment like at some point this year would be awesome. And three, I don't know, I just want to like perform. I miss doing shows. So yeah, like eventually like getting on tour and like starting to perform my songs would be great. Like that's one component that I think is very critical and perhaps like missing from my like rollout or whatever, but fuck it. But hopefully I get to do it sooner than later. Hey, my name is Noori Belai and I'm rocking with Amped.